Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette star Joan Vassos mourns major loss after working through family drama with Chock Chapple. Right after leaving Chock's hometown in Kansas, the Golden Bachelorette star Joan Vassos paid tribute to a public figure who recently died. Joan and Chock have been flying back and forth to see each other after getting engaged during the Golden Bachelorette Season 1. The couple has their sights set on buying a home in New York, but nothing has been announced yet. In the meantime, Joan and Chock have had to deal with criticism accusing them of not being in a real relationship. Lately, though, it appears they've worked through family drama and just might get married this year. Joan posted a photo taken in Washington, D.C. She revealed that she went to the Capitol to pay respects to President Jimmy Carter, who died on December 29, 2024, at the age of 100. He was the longest-living president in United States history. Before his state funeral, the former president lied in state at the Capitol Rotunda. While walking through the building, Joan noticed there was a sign outside a door that said, "Special Committee on Aging." She took a photo next to the sign because, as she joked, "I didn't even know we had our own congressional committee." Joan found it humorous that the U.S. Congress has a committee on aging, and she felt like sharing the moment with her Instagram followers. This came in the same post in which she paid tribute to President Carter. It could have come across as inappropriate to be sharing a lighter moment within the same post, but sometimes a little levity can be a good thing amid terrible and tragic news. Interestingly, a lot of her fans didn't seem interested in the tribute part of her post. Instead, there were a lot of people in the comments section asking where she got her coat from. Someone else thought Joan should be on the Committee on Aging so she can use her platform for good and represent senior citizens, even though members of the committee are actually people who serve in Congress, not regular citizens. Joan lives in Maryland, which borders Washington, D.C., so it was probably a quick trip to go in person to the Capitol Rotunda. While I'm not sure if Chock's ever been to D.C., this would have been a beautiful moment for the two of them to experience together. Unfortunately, Joan and Chock still have their separate lives in Maryland and Kansas, respectively, so there are going to be a lot of events and activities they miss out on with each other. Now that the holidays are over, it's unclear how soon the Golden Bachelorette stars will visit one another again. The Golden Bachelorette journey is always filled with moments of hope, romance, and the occasional heartbreak, but Joan Vassos' story took a somber turn recently, as fans tuned in to witness her ongoing search for love, complete with the inevitable ups and downs. Joan's personal life was struck by a devastating loss that overshadowed her budding connection with Chock Chapple. For weeks, the show teased tension between Joan and Chock, the charismatic adventurer who seemed to have a knack for stirring up both passion and uncertainty in Joan. Their dynamic was riddled with family drama, with Chock's boisterous personality clashing with Joan's deeply rooted values. But just as the two began to navigate their differences and find common ground, tragedy struck Joan's family, leaving her reeling and questioning whether she could continue her journey on the show. A glimpse behind the curtain. While Joan's journey on the Golden Bachelorette has been a highlight for viewers, the untimely loss she faced revealed a vulnerable side that had previously remained hidden. Sources close to the show confirmed that Joan's older brother, Mark, passed away unexpectedly. Mark had been a pillar of strength in Joan's life, often serving as her confidant and biggest cheerleader. His absence was a blow not just to Joan, but to the entire Vassos family. Joan's relationship with her brother was incredibly special, shared a family friend. Mark was her sounding board and her protector. Losing him so suddenly has left a void that's hard to fill. Producers initially kept the news under wraps, allowing Joan the privacy she needed to grieve. However, as she returned to filming after a brief hiatus, the weight of her loss became evident. Viewers saw a more introspective and subdued Joan, a stark contrast to the vibrant, hopeful woman who had graced their screens just weeks earlier. Chock Chapple, ever the wild card, found himself in unfamiliar territory as he tried to support Joan through her grief. Known for his adventurous spirit and big personality, Chock struggled to balance his usual bravado with the sensitivity Joan needed during exactly the guy you think of when it comes to emotional support, joked one of the other contestants. But he really stepped up in a way none of us expected. In a touching moment that aired during the latest episode, Chock opened up about his own experiences with loss, sharing the story of his late wife, who passed away 5 years earlier. The vulnerability he displayed marked a turning point in his relationship with Joan, who admitted in a confessional, "For the first time, I feel like I'm seeing the real Chock. He's not just the life of the party, he's a man who's lived through pain and come out stronger on the other side." Despite their newfound understanding, the road ahead was anything but smooth. Joan's grief made it difficult for her to fully invest in the process, and Chock's larger-than-life personality occasionally clashed with her need for quiet reflection. Still, the two forged a tentative bond, built on mutual respect and a shared desire to heal. Family drama resurfaces. As if the loss of her brother wasn't enough, Joan's grief seemed to reignite old family tensions that had been simmering beneath the surface. During a group date, Joan revealed that her late brother had often been the mediator in family disputes, acting as a bridge between Joan and her estranged younger sister, Lisa. Without Mark's steadying presence, Joan felt adrift, unsure of how to mend the fractured relationships within her family. Chock, ever the optimist, encouraged Joan to reach out to Lisa. "Life's too short for grudges," he told her during a quiet moment. "If there's even a chance to make things right, you've got to take it." Taking his advice to heart, Joan made the difficult decision to call Lisa and invite her to join a hometown date, an unprecedented move in Golden Bachelor history. The reunion was both emotional and awkward, with years of unresolved tension bubbling to the surface. However, the two sisters managed to share a heartfelt moment, bonding over their shared memories of Mark and their desire to honor his legacy. A community of support. In the wake of her loss, Joan found solace not only in Chock, but also in her fellow contestants, who rallied around her in a show of solidarity. Nancy Holkower, one of Joan's closest friends on the show, organized a candlelight vigil in Mark's honor, inviting the entire cast and crew to participate. The gesture brought Joan to tears, reminding her that she wasn't alone in her grief. "This experience has taught me that love comes in many forms," Joan said during a group discussion. "It's not just about finding a partner. It's about building connections and supporting each other through life's highs and lows." Moving forward, as the season progresses, Joan faces the difficult task of balancing her journey for love with her need to process her grief. While her connection with Chock remains a focal point, it's clear that Joan's story is about more than just romance. It's about resilience, forgiveness, and the enduring power of family. In a candid moment during the latest rose ceremony, Joan addressed the remaining contestants, thanking them for their support and acknowledging the impact of her loss. "This experience has been nothing like I expected," she admitted. "But through all the twists and turns, I've learned that love, in all its forms, is what keeps us going." Whether Joan ultimately finds her happily ever after with Chock or another suitor remains to be seen. What's certain, however, is that her journey has touched the hearts of fans and contestants alike, reminding everyone that even in the face of loss, love has the power to heal. The final question. As the season nears its conclusion, fans are left wondering, will Joan's connection with Chock survive the weight of her grief and the challenges they faced? Or will the pressures of the journey prove too much for their budding relationship? For Joan, the answer may lie not in the outcome but in the journey itself. As she continues to navigate the complexities of love, loss, and family, one thing is clear. Joan Vassos is a woman of incredible strength and grace, and her story is far from over.